What is going on, guys? Lord Valor here, and not Lord Valor. My name's Jonah, but I'm still saying Lord Valor.
No one calls you that.
No one calls me that. I didn't change my intro because it just flies off the tongue now. Again, work in progress. What's going on, guys? Jonah here. Welcome back. Yeah, that sounds better, but it's gonna take me a couple seconds to process it. I'll have to think about it and make it canon. Anyway, Kaylee is back. Kaylee, how we doing?
What the frick?
I mean, Todd?
It's my car's name.
Oh, okay. Your name is... Phil, sorry.
Yep, Phil.
Phil is back on the podcast. How we doing?
I'm doing good. I just saw a concert and it was hip.
Oh, it was real hip, huh?
Hip and hoppy, you know?
Hippity hoppity, women are property. Okay, sorry. Quoting somebody else. Those are not my words. That was a quote from something I watched. Moving on. So whenever someone says hippity hoppity, that's
hippity
what.
Property.
Whenever
That's
someone.
hoppity.
Yeah. Whenever someone says hippity hoppity, I just think I finish it with woman or property because that was the joke from the comedian. Anyway. Welcome back, Kaylee. It's good to have you back.
You keep on getting my name wrong.
Phil. Sorry, Phil. Yeah, so today, as you saw from the title, we're going to talk about can't talk today. Talking about Venom, There Will Be Carnage. But first, we're going to be looking at some games that are releasing in the remainder of 2021 for the Switch.
I love the Switch.
Yeah, that's why I chose it. Anyway, so let's talk about some of these upcoming games for the Switch. Have you heard of Metroid Dread?
Thank you. Yes, I have. Because
and are you hype about it?
I am. I've never played a Metroid game in my life, but from the trailers and like the people like wanting this to happen, because this is like I think there's the actual Metroid game that everyone is really looking forward to. They haven't shown any gameplay I think on it yet, but this one like it's not. I don't know. I'm like not the biggest Metroid fan, but I'm very excited for this from what it looks like. It looks like it's faithful to the older kind of games, but just like in a better looking style and also just animation and stuff.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where Samus is from, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I kind of know what it is. I have no idea what the lore is.
Because of the woman that can go into a ball?
Yes. Because of Samus.
Because of
literally,
the woman.
that's the reason.
I saw a bit on that. Not that one, that one.
Disco Asylum, the final cut?
Yes, I saw that like in the direct trailer, and it looked really pretty, but it's just like from that point of view, the whole...
It's an RPG.
I'd have to look into it a little bit more.
Yeah, me
that
too.
One looks good.
I know nothing about it, but Disco Asylum, if you guys know anything about that, let me know in the comments. The Good Life, have you heard anything about that?
No, it looks old.
Me neither. Yeah, it does. The animation style looks very, very old.
That one on top of it, like I hated that part of the like direct trailer.
The
card one, the voice of cards. That was so boring to watch. I'm sorry if you like that game. I couldn't stay awake during that part.
Well, I love card games, and I like the concept of them.
I do, but I like them in real life.
To the point where me and my friend actually started creating a card game.
Yeah,
a battle style card game.
But that's in real life, right?
With real life cards, kind of, yeah.
But I wouldn't really want to play a video game. I'd rather play a card game in real life.
Right. So you're not gonna play something like Hearthstone.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hearthstone I think is interesting. So I think we're gonna differ there. Super Mario Party Superstars. What the heck?
That's pretty exciting because I think they're bringing back like old maps from like past games and actual maps this time instead of like what they had in the Mario Party whatever when it came out.
Right.
So a lot of people are really excited for this. I played Mario Party once and I dominated, so like
it looks a lot like Mario Party.
It's Mario Party.
Mario Party is hitting Switch for a second time.
Yeah.
This time in the form of Mario Party Superstars. Okay. Alright, Star Wars Knights of Old Republic. That's coming in November.
Wow.
So if you're into Star Wars games. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Do you have thoughts, Kaylee? I know you're
Kinda.
Pokemon.
I love Pokemon, and I've never played through Diamond and Pearl. Like, I got, like, my friend Matt, he, like, gave me the game, but I, like, barely played it because I was too busy trying to get, like, a shiny Piplup.
Right.
But I'm excited because I've never played through the whole game. Like, and the thing is, like, they're saying it's, like, what's it called? Faithful remake. So everything is going to be in there, and also from what I've seen from some of the trailers, they're adding more to it even. So honestly, it's not that bad, to be honest. Like, a lot of people, like, were not liking the chibi style of, like, the overworld and stuff, but I think it's just going to be a Pokemon game. But personally, I like a little bit more to my Pokemon game, and I wish they'd go a little bit out of their comfort zone. But it is a different company making these games than the normal Game Freak. So that's exciting to see because Game Freak hasn't been too good at making Pokemon games. They've been kind of playing it safe because they know their Pokemon game's going to sell. And it has been selling, even if their games are kind of, I'm sorry, a little shit.
Well, yeah, that's what happens, I find, when games or movies, in this case, play it very safe. It just turns out not
Game Freak is doing a good thing with Pokemon Legends Arceus, where they are 100% going out of their comfort zone. Because this is open world Legend of Zelda Pokemon, which is what the fans of Pokemon games have been asking for years. Now, I will say, it's looking... The art style, they're going for their own thing, but I'm just afraid that this open world thing that they're trying to go for is not going to be as open world as we think it will be.
Yeah, it's going to have its limitations, is what you're saying. Yeah. So, moving on to a different Pokemon game that's coming out in January of next year, Pokemon Legends. How do you say that?
Arceus, the one we were just talking about, bro.
Yeah? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a nice segue and everything.
I missed the segue. I'm sorry. I completely missed that. Go you. Editing me will facepalm at myself.
No, you have to keep it in now.
Yeah, I will. I'm not gonna cut it out.
Kirby
in the Forgotten Land. So I don't know much of Kirby games, but I do know characters from Kirby simply because of Smash. Because my boy Meta Knight. I don't know if he's gonna be in this one.
Do you know why this Kirby game is so exciting though?
Why?
Open world. No Kirby game has done that. It's always been 2D-ish, kind of 3D a little bit, but this is open world.
Open world games are getting
big.
Big. I'm not gonna say making a comeback, but they're growing into being the thing.
The norm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If it's not open world, people aren't interested. It seems like. Splatoon 3 coming out next year. Not announced of when, but
I'm so good at Splatoon. 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, I did, and I died.
You did?
Didn't we play once, and I got my butt beat? Or maybe you handed me the controller.
Yeah, you probably got beat by other players.
Yeah, you handed me the controller and told me to figure it out, and I just died. And then here's what I'm most excited about. And
I didn't know for like a year.
Well, okay.
Until I told you.
Well, yeah. Well, that Kaylee's referencing a couple months ago. She mentioned it, and I was like, "Wait, this could be a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel?" And I freaked out, and Kaylee's like, "Bro, this has been a thing for a year up until that point." So here's my thing: I don't follow Nintendo news simply because I don't have platforms of which to play their games as often as I'd like, so I don't want to get hyped for something I can't play.
Bruh, you just ask me and I'll get it.
Oh, I know. Now that I'm back in college, I should be paying attention more to Nintendo releases and Steam releases and stuff. So yeah, that gets me excited for the future of Nintendo for sure. But now, let's segue into the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, Kaylee, 2 weeks in a row, we have seen a movie in theaters together.
Mm-hmm.
With, obviously, other people. But Kaylee, give us your... Todd, whatever... Phil. Frick! I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, Phil. So what is your thoughts on Venom 2?
I loved it. Every single word that Venom said was just fantastic. Best character ever made. Except for Tom Holland.
Lick screen intently. So I didn't look up like why this movie isn't getting fantastic reviews, which I will do that while you talk. But what I did like what Venom said. A lot of what Venom said was either funny or like really on point. Just like, hey,
it felt natural.
Yeah, and a lot of the movie was what's his name, Eddie, thank you. Eddie and Venom just kind of like clashing, kind of like, hey, Eddie's like, hey, I'm in charge, and Venom's like, but I'm smarter. And they were kind of having this quarrel the whole movie. And eventually, like any couple, they break up and then they get back together, which is fine. It was cliche, but it was funny. And I found that Venom actually had better morals than Eddie did at some points. Like, and that might have been to the fact that he was a lot smarter, Venom was, of remembering, spoilers ahead, specifically the stuff on the wall.
Yeah, that was really impressive, and also he did it really fast. Yeah,
and the fact that you could see that Venom was taking over Eddie's body to, like, scribble, and, like, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, compared to Venom 1, what did you think of Venom 2? Like, did you think Venom 2 was a better movie? And did you have qualms with Venom 1 initially when you watched it?
It's been a really long time since I've seen Venom 1. I remember seeing it in the theaters with my dad, Phil.
That's 2 times in a row Phil has been mentioned on the podcast. That's funny.
But, yeah, I just like movies in general. There's, like, barely any movies I don't like, except the ones that are just made to be horrible, honestly. But I was fine with Venom 1. I was kind of disappointed that there was no, like, Spider-Man too much in it. I guess that was just me being a big fan of Tom Holland and stuff. But the second one has got me hyped. And not just because, like, Venom has turned into such a good character, in my opinion, but also because of, spoilers, Tom Holland.
Why'd you say it that way?
I don't know. I was trying to be, like, cool, but it didn't turn out well. Can you cut all this out?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
I'm gonna leave a dislike if I find it still in it.
I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I don't listen to the whole podcast before releasing it. I just mentally think of how I thought the conversation went, and if I thought the conversation went coherently throughout the whole entire episode, I don't need to cut anything out. Makes editing a lot easier, but normally...
like how you just have your hand pointing.
This is why we don't do a video podcast, because the stuff I do with my hands doesn't really make sense with what I'm talking about. Kaylee's making fun of me now. But this is also why I wish it was a video podcast, because they miss a lot of the verbal bits, or the hand motion bits we do. It's what you do when you talk! When you get passionate, you use your hands. A lot of what I'm seeing about bad reviews is just the story didn't make sense.
I don't really understand. Well, I guess, like, maybe the beginning part, like, how they explained how he became, like, oh, this good reporter, whatever. That kind of got me confused, but maybe that's because I don't remember the first one that well. But I don't remember him being, like, a video reporter.
Yeah, well, he was a journalist in the first movie. So I watched the movie Venom this summer, and it was good to me. Venom was good. Like, it's not a perfect movie by any means. The love affair between Eddie and what's her name?
I have no idea. She's not that
the chick in the first movie, that was also in the second movie, the chick that he likes. Their relationship was kind of like not... I was hoping that I would have loved that relationship more, but I just didn't.
Because
just
she's
kinda
so much
mediocre.
better with Dan.
Yeah,
Honestly.
exactly.
And Dan helped so much in the movie, too, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah. So the first movie where it really fell off for me was this, where he somehow survived an explosion from the rocket.
I
Do not remember this. Yeah. And so that's where it just really lost me. It just didn't... I know it's Marvel superheroes, and there's a point where the suspension of disbelief you have to discredit, because your own suspension of disbelief you have to discredit because of it's superheroes, and superheroes don't really exist, like, in that context. But, like, even with Venom's superpowers, I didn't find it believable that Venom would have survived that explosion. Well, and him surviving that, and just magically he's like died, and then he suddenly just showed up to defeat the bad guy, is just kind of like, oh, okay, like, we're missing something.
Even in, like, Venom 2, though, like, he got stabbed, like, Eddie definitely got stabbed when he went right through Venom, you know? Like,
well, I don't know, how does that work, though? Does it completely take over? Like, I don't know how that works, though, because you see, like, the belly open up. Like, the Carnage. You see Carnage,
though, but Carnage is different from Venom.
They're the same species. And even Venom did that at some point, where he opened up certain parts of his belly and or chest to let bullets go through. So I think...
Wasn't that Carnage again?
I think they've both done it at some point. Maybe it was the first movie I saw that, but either way, I don't know exactly how the physics of that works, so I'm able to forgive that because I don't understand those physics.
Alien.
But the second movie, yes, he got stabbed a lot, but in the end, Venom didn't defeat the bad guy.
He absorbed him.
The girlfriend did, with her screaming.
No, that's true.
So
but
in
Venom
the end,
did hit her into a bell.
He caused it, but it was believable because it made sense. It was coherent, in my opinion. And so then when Venom ate Carnage, the blob that was on the floor, that was just the final blow, right? So at least the ending, in my opinion, was believable, which is why I think this movie was significantly better than the first.
Good.
And the relationship of Dan and the girlfriend was fantastic. I didn't hate Dan, even though Venom did. Dan is
a great guy. No, Venom liked him at the end.
In the end, but at the beginning, he didn't.
Yeah.
Or even in the middle before the fight scene, you saw Eddie slap him, but he couldn't help that, obviously. And then, yeah, so any other thoughts, Kaylee, on the movie for you?
Are we gonna, like, talk about, like, the last part, or, like, how that's gonna tie into Marvel?
Yeah, we can talk about that for sure. So the end credits sequence, you sent me a really cool video, which I'm going to base it off of. At first, we initially thought it was the snap, which...
Like, in the theaters of the heat of the moment, we're
we're
like, snap?
Wait, it was the snap?
So I was kind of you, and then I was kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense,
That's what I initially thought. Because of the surround... The
like, how it, like, upgraded.
Everything around him changed, right? What I didn't notice was the flash of golden light, and
the glitching and stuff.
The glitching and stuff. It was there wasn't like a... If it was the
like
snap,
the dust.
There would have been dust. They would have showed the dust.
So people would understand that. But the thing is, like, it doesn't make sense on the time and stuff, and, like... Because, like, not, like, just after getting snapped. There's no way that Peter could have done his whole movie in that 1 second, you know? So that makes no sense at all.
Yep.
And then also, like, in the trailers, like, the spell to make everyone forget Spider-Man messed up, and it was probably also taking, like, the picture of... Because Venom knows Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We don't know how he knows Spider-Man now.
Well, initially in the comics, that's how Venom came to be, was because of Spider-Man.
Exactly, but in this
it's a little bit different in this universe.
We do not know.
Yeah.
But maybe the Spider-Man in Venom's universe is a different, like, Andrew Garfield or something.
Right, yeah.
And then, like, Venom's first response is just, I see any Spider-Man, and this is a Spider-Man I need to kill or something.
Is that what Venom said?
I don't
think he said
no, he
kill.
just licked him.
He just licked him. And then
let's hope it's kill and nothing else.
No, I don't want him to. I don't want Venom to be a bad guy. I want him to help Spider-Man.
I think it's going to be a helping kind of thing.
I do too.
Like, in that video, it showed like a comic of Venom and Spider-Man teaming up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going to go for. They're making Venom too likable of a character.
I hope they're making him a likable character, because by the end of the second movie, I didn't see him as a bad guy. Mm-hmm. Or an anti-hero, for that matter. I saw him more as a superhero. But we're coming a little bit ahead of ourselves, so let's the video that you sent me said that basically, from the trailer of Spider-Man No Way Home, when Doctor Strange used his spell, he made everyone forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. And because the multiverse, all hell broke loose with the multiverse, we're led to believe that Venom is now in the regular MCU world. So up until that point, he was in his own branch of reality. But now Venom has been taken from that reality into the MCU reality, which is what we care about. And Sony and Disney have done a very good job, despite their differences, to try and get everything into a coherent story, which is fantastic, because we need that we need that, what I'm doing with my fingers, unity, thank you. So, and I think that's what No Way Home's going to do as well. It's going to take closure to the 3 Spider-Man movies that Sony made originally and bring them into the MCU in its own way to make it coherent with the regular storyline, even if it's just like a one-off 5-minute bit where
you know what would be insane?
Spider-Man steps in and it's, what's his name, Andrew Garfield's version.
Yes, exactly. They
suddenly
all come
he
in.
dies or something, you know? I don't know. I'm just saying they don't have to get a lot of screen time to like connect all those dots.
Yeah, they could just like they could do the meme of the Spider-Mans. They're all like,
yeah.
If you didn't see what I just did,
the renewed version of the meme, yeah.
They're pointing at each other. Just the pointing meme.
And yeah. Where was I going?
I don't know. It's your mind.
It is my mind. So yeah, I think it's overall a way that Sony and Disney are teaming up to try and make it a coherent story, which I think is fantastic, because we need that for sure. And another thing I was going to point out that I just remembered is that we don't know how Tom Holland got his powers.
We don't know his back.
We don't know the full background. We understand from Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, but if No Way Home's going the direction we think, we've never seen officially Tom Holland the way he got his powers, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a little bit of creative freedom there, but I would caution them to tread wisely, because if they change it too much, people will get upset if they change it too much. But they do have creative freedom there.
Already people are kind of like, Venom didn't get his powers from Spider-Man in this Venom? Or did he? Do we know? Like, and
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's always that wonder, why did Sony not create Venom with Spider-Man like normal? Because technically Sony owns Spider-Man and Venom. So they could have definitely have hooked these up a long, long time ago. So why didn't they? Well, I guess the at this point, the answer I'm thinking is that Venom was in a different timeline, and Venom had not come to this MCU universe yet. So it might be somewhere in the future where we have a Venom against Venom moment, where Venom finally comes into the MCU regular verse, but we have that old Venom from the old timeline, and then we have an evil Venom versus a good Venom. I don't know. I don't know comics. That's just me completely rambling and thinking about how they could go with it, because we haven't seen Venom in the regular MCU yet.
We haven't seen any of the Spider-Man villains, and that's what No Way Home is kind of bringing in.
Exactly.
I think there's like 5 and maybe a 6th one villain that is like speculated to be in this movie. So
yep,
that's exciting.
There's 6 villains, I think, confirmed.
No, I think there's 5, and the 6th one, there is a 6th one, but we don't know who it is, and a lot of people are thinking it's Venom now.
I don't want it to be Venom, and I don't think it will be.
I think
Venom will team up with him.
But I feel like it'll be like, oh, I gotta kill you, and then they'll team up, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not gonna be like, oh, I like you right away, let's team up, you know?
And the same goes with them opening up the multiverse. There's opportunities for them to bring in X-Men characters, maybe even the Fantastic Four.
They already have plans for that, I think. Like with Scarlet Witch.
Yep, and Scarlet Witch is technically the reason why mutants exist in the first place.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, according to the comics.
Cool.
So, Multiverse of Madness, you break that down, M-O-M, Mom, and we know that Scarlet Witch is
she's
a major part in Multiverse of Madness. A mommy
milker?
she's Mommy Scarlet. So that just opens a lot of opportunities, and after Thanos being the big bad, we don't know what the big bad is next. People are speculating online what the next big bad is. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know that information enough from the comics. But I do think they're always having to raise the stakes. But for me, it's how they're combining all these worlds and intertwining them coherently is why I'm invested at this point. Because Thanos was the big bad. He wanted to wipe out House Universe. Sure, whatever. That was great. But now that they're able to coherently entangle all of the Marvel franchises, kudos to them, because that's what has me excited at this point more than anything else.
Especially how, because Loki and stuff.
Yeah.
Just breaking everything. So, who knows what's gonna happen next?
Yeah. It's the series, I think, while they were iffy at some points for me, the Disney Plus series, as of this point, have been very good.
Except for the part where Loki kisses himself.
Yeah, I understand the metaphor of him. He can only truly love himself. I understand that that's a metaphor there.
Yeah, but
it's
what's
also
gonna
still
happen
weird
when they try to have the baby?
Yeah, see, we don't think about that because I don't think they're going to go that far. But yeah, so Marvel is going to be a topic on this podcast a lot in the upcoming months. So hang on to your pants and keep them belted because we will be talking about Marvel a lot. Kaylee will probably be on a lot. I have a couple other friends that are very Marvel geeky that I'll probably bring on. So yeah, prepare for that. But if there is any topics you guys do want me and my co-host to talk about, and the co-host switches every week. But if there are topics you want us to talk about, please comment below what topics you want, and if I have knowledge on that topic or know somebody who does, I will consider doing an episode on that. So
if we get enough likes, we'll get the real Phil on here.
Yeah. Sure. If this video gets 100 likes, I will ask Phil to be on this podcast for realsies.
I'm already here.
Phil Sr. Yeah, so, Kaylee, thank you for joining me for this episode of...
Who's Kaylee?
Oh, fuck. Phil, thank you for joining me for this episode of Lifecast. It's always fun to have a conversation with you. Especially about Switch conversations and Marvel, because you have knowledge about both those things.
About it.
Yeah, you have more knowledge on that than I do, so big brain.
Big brain.
So thank you for listening to this episode of Lifecast. All links are down in the description. Make sure you check them out. This has been an episode of Lifecast. When life gives you lemons,
you eat the
lemon. Let there be carnage. No, let there be carnage.
Lemonade.